I'm back with another one of these. So I wanted to grind this series out for a little bit, at least for like 5 or 6 videos, so I'd already have an established catalog for newcomers. But frankly, there wasn't really many levels that I wanted to talk about. I did want to talk about Lover's Sadness by Inside, but I think I waited a bit too long for that. Yet again, I still did Geography Dash a while back, so I don't know. If you guys want me to review Lover's Sadness, I still can. But back on topic, I just didn't get an urge to do this for any other level, but this one level just kept on being in my feed over and over. Pretty much on every social media platform, I would just see this level constantly, and it's Rivers of Nazareth by AudieoVisual. AudieoVisual in the past yearish has kind of blown up and also gathered a cult-like following due to their impressive effect levels and such. But it's rare to see someone like this actually go and make an Extreme Demon. Normally they make easier levels like Easy Demon and below, and if you know, usually it's really difficult for someone like that, someone that's not fully invested in the Extreme Demon scene to make their own, since they require a lot of care and you sort of have to be a perfectionist when it comes to making gameplay, whereas with easier levels you don't need to go as far as that. As an example, while I thought something like Redemption Arc was fun to beat, there's no denying that the balancing wasn't really too great. This isn't saying that that's always what happens though, like with someone like Future, who's made multiple well-received extremes. But it is something that can usually happen. Now I haven't beaten this level myself yet, though I plan on doing so sometime. But after some research, it seems like the current victors do enjoy it quite a bit. So it seems despite the general odds, it ended up working out. While I can't speak on how this level plays yet, visually it flows really nice. I always love when both the deco and the gameplay work in harmony like this, especially in the last ship. It doesn't even seem like it sacrifices the gameplay for sync either, since it looks pretty lenient in a lot of spots. And I mean really lenient, look at these gaps. Before I get into the decoration itself, I have one huge glaring issue with this level, and it's one you might already be able to guess, because it's something that goes on throughout the entire level. But man, I cannot stand the player being in the middle of the screen. It just looks so wrong. This isn't really an issue with playing, since when you're playing something this hard, you never actually look at what's in front of you. You're only looking at your icon because you already know what's coming up anyway, so yeah. But watching the level, I just can't help but feel it's too far to the right. Even though it's obviously in the middle, when you've been looking at the icon being on the left for 9 years, it's just gonna look weird. I sort of get why this was done, maybe perhaps to make the icon the same place as the spinning thing here, but it also goes on for the whole level. If it's a style choice, I'm just not a fan of the style choice. But to the actual decoration itself, there's a lot to talk about here. This level uses a style that's been done before, but it's rarely done this cleanly. Most of the level has a white background that blends in with the other colors in a way to make it feel really bright. Kinda like looking at the sun, but obviously not painful like that. It's a neat subtle little effect that this level uses everywhere, and it adds a lot of flair to it. And it looks even better when there's some darker spots too that just absorb the colors. So you have like this really bright thing, and then like this really colorful thing right next to it. It just looks really good. I don't know what to say. It's just really nice. That aside, with it being an effect level, that stuff is definitely the main attraction here, with stuff like this spinning disc and the ball thing that's going around it. While that's cool and all, what you don't see is the other small details like the spinning cubes and these bubble things that circle around the screen. And it is just one part too. There's just a lot of little extra details like that just make it feel more alive. Since while there's just that one thing you're going to be focusing on mostly, when you stray your eyes away from that, there's still things that are just as interesting. I just love when levels add those extra stuff that makes looking around feel so rewarding. Those extra details could have easily just been basic filler objects, but no, they're the complete opposite of that. With that being said, it's not all perfect despite it being very intriguing. A lot of what I have to say is very nitpicky though, but to get out of the way, like I mentioned before, the player being in the center really doesn't sit well with me. There's also some moments when the colors look a little bit weird, and maybe sometimes it just alters between doing too much and doing too little in a way that's not smoothly transitioned between them. Like I feel like it getting more complex of each part would have been cool, but yet again, these things are pretty minor. That's like me saying, dang, I wish it was 2 degrees hotter than it was right now. Now typically levels like this aren't really my cup of tea. If you know me, I'm a design/experimental enjoyer, but overall it's just a really inoffensive level that catches your attention in the right way. I'll give this level a 9 out of 10. Did you enjoy the short review? Be sure to... and goodbye.